plan. And I was fortunate to sit in on a conference call and hear some of the other 12 or 13 states that received impact grants and hear what they had planned, and that was very interesting. One of them that stands out was a group that's trying to get a state commission for women, such as something you all worked on to get our state commission for women. But what our plan is kind of unique. It's a three-pronged plan. The first is a brochure. We talked about doing an Indiana brochure, but our decision was to use a national brochure and do an Indiana insert that's specific to Indiana that we can use in promoting. And we have a long list of people that we are going to mail to, but it will be good to promote when we do some of the other things that I will mention in part two. Part two is a special outreach initiative to college women in relation to National History Month. Now, when we think of colleges, we think of IU, Purdue, DePaul, Hanover. No, no, no. We are heading for the Ivy Tech Community College, for the satellites of our larger universities, and places where we will find a larger percentage of non-traditional women students. Women who've been in the workforce that see the value of belonging to an organization like this, not going and talking to the sorority girls who have a number of other things to choose from. Our proposal is in March, in conjunction with Women's History Month, that a group of people from the state board, along with Jean Almond, who is our college representative, will visit at least 6 Ivy Tech campuses or satellite universities. We will first contact the Women's History chair of that department and see what they would like to do. If they'd like to just talk with us, if they'd like us to come to a class and present, or if there's an organization on campus that they would like us to meet with. The purpose will be twofold. Number one, to inform them about AAUW, and then also talk a little bit about Women's History Month and how far we've come. We have pledged to be sure and let the local branch in that area know and invite them to come along with us. The other thing we want to do is not so much stress local branch membership, although that's very important. We also want to take with us information about all they can do on the internet, the virtual membership. There are virtual chapters now that people can belong to in AAUW. There's a lot of things they can get off as a member at large if they are not interested in belonging to a branch. We will, however, encourage them to do that and hopefully take along the branch officers. We've dedicated $350 of our $900 to that. And the third, that I don't know if Marsha knows about this or not, are you aware of the Start Smart Campus Negotiation Workshops? Are you familiar with that? Have you read about that? Well, you know, one of the proponents, one of the components of wage inequity is that women simply don't negotiate very well. And there are books on this subject and speakers on this subject about a young woman and a young man who start out with the same degree, working at the same company, and he negotiates for $5,000 more, and at the end of their career, he's made $1 million more over those years. Well, the Start Smart Campus Negotiation Workshop is a partnership between the Wage Project and AAUW, and they trained AAUW members who are willing to go to the training. We have 2 in Indiana. Patricia Crouch from Bloomington. Don't know Patricia. And Marsha Miller went on your own time to be trained for these workshops. And what our proposal is to help assist you, however we do it, in doing at least 3 of these workshops in Indiana, and then to pay your travel and per diem for that out of the rest of this. Do you have anything about the wage workshops you would like to fill in? Do you know how it works that you actually get to the universities? Tell us.
Pat, you just got back from your training, didn't you? Yeah. You went to Dayton. I went to a workshop actually the day before the national convention started, which worked out really well. They're a very enthusiastic bunch of people, and basically when I went in, I thought, okay, so we're going to talk about negotiating salaries, and I figured we might be able to do a statewide workshop. But no, what they really do is they tailor it to the individual campus, and the campus makes a commitment. They pay for the privilege of our expertise coming to campus. So we'll be looking for partners on the campuses. It's geared to both men and women, but with the idea that it's the women who really need the assistance. And a campus that commits to that then gets a PowerPoint that's general but also tailored to that university, and some case studies that the students work through that are designed by the people for that university. So it's usually a one-day workshop, and it is geared toward negotiation. And the people in it could actually go to any state, anywhere, and so they're trying to kind of do the train-the-trainer system, and so we're going to be working on that. I'm particularly interested, for example, Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology is in Terre Haute, and of course those people are guaranteed a job, unlike some of the graduates that we have where they're still out looking. You go to Rose-Hulman, they just got rated #1 by somebody again. So I figured that a lot of the women going to those programs are going, well, I'm already all set because I'm going to a university where I'm going to get a job, it's going to be a good paying job. And I really think that that would be interesting if I could take it to that campus as well as ISU. But again, each one is adapted separately, and then the WAGE project provides a lot of support, so it's going to be a really interesting program. I do have more information on it. I've got my notebook here if you want to see some of the other components of it today. There's a question in the back.
Do you know what the cost to the university?
It's $500. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Gals. There's some exciting things going on in Indiana, and we want you to be part of it. A couple other business notes, and then we will close the business section.